Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip. Actually, this morning it's a little bunch of tips and it's about using the Stamparatus. I've not used this very often on my videos so far, but I do use it fairly regularly for more of my complex cards that I don't necessarily show on video. So I'm going to give you a few tips today on using this. Now, I'm using it primarily because I'm using the Ladybug stamp set this week, the Hello Ladybug, and this has got a lot of solid images that will stamp much better using the Stamparatus to be able to stamp it twice. Now, the other time that I tend to use this is with very bold sentiments. So if I take, for example, this Biggest Wish set, the Stamparatus really helps to get a nice bold image of these. If I'm using something like this, it's large, but the writing is quite skinny, so it stamps fine just stamping once. Because this is quite bold, it needs stamping twice for a nice crisp image. So I'm going to be stamping the Ladybug, and just to give you an idea, first of all, I will just stamp it on its own, and you can do this. And you can still get some nice effects, but I'm going to have to stamp this quite a few, or I'm going to have to ink it quite a few times and make sure that it's fairly even. And even then, when I stamp it, and I should have put my mat underneath, it's because I've put that to one side for this. I have got quite a nice stamp there, but I will show you the difference when we use the Stamparatus. So I'm going to take that off there, and we're going to bring in our Stamparatus. And now the first thing I would say with this is give yourself a little bit of extra room on your card. Let's just show you. So it comes with a standard mat. This is the standard mat to be able to use with the photopolymer stamps. If you're not using photopolymer, if you're using the red rubber, you can stamp straight onto here. You don't need the give of this mat. But the other thing you can do is treat yourself and invest in one of these luxury deluxe mats. Let me just get the catty and show you where this is. It's not on that one. Because you'll know that I use this mat all the time for my stamping when I'm using photopolymer, because I think it gives such a good impression. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I should have marked it before I started. Here we go. Is it? So, no, that's the Pearson. Here we go, Stamparatus. So, the Stamparatus, like I say, it also comes with 2 magnets, which you can buy separately. The deluxe foam mat is £5.50. And because it's laminate grid, I can clean that off, which actually it does need cleaning. It needs a proper clean at the moment, but I have been using it a lot. So I like to use the deluxe mat, but you don't have to. And what I'm going to do is, I should clean this first. Let me just give this a quick clean. So let me clean my stamp. Because I don't want it to mark when I lay it down. And what you need to do is make sure that both your mat underneath and the card is pushed right into the corner. That is the key tip for using the Stamparatus. So I can't remember which way around I need this, but it won't really matter too much. I can see a hair on there. Let's just get rid of that. One of the problems of having doggy around all the time. And I like to have it a little way away from the hinges. If you've got it buttered up right against the hinges, it can make it very difficult for it to stamp cleanly. So I just put it a little way away from the hinges, lay it down and pick it up, and it does stick, and you can just start to see a bit of an imprint there actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to ink this up like I did before, so plenty of ink. Make sure it's pushed well into the corner and just press through. So that's our first inking, and it's possibly not even quite as good as the one I did before, because I know that I don't need to. So I'm going to ink it up again. Make sure it's pushed all the way up into the corner and press again. And now we've got a really nice solid black. So I hope you can see the difference there. Now the other thing that I can do is I'm going to actually move this down 2 hinges. You just lift it, you need it to be upright to lift it out. If it's a little bit one way or the other, it's locked in place, so it needs to be upright. Lift it out, and I'm going to move it down 1-2 hinges, and then I can ink again. So this is great for doing multiples. So if you need a couple of ladybugs for your project, or even 4, then you can do this, and it makes life a lot easier. So press it again, and we've got our nice black body of our ladybug. So that's how to use it, first of all, for creating a nice solid image, and for repeat stamping that solid image. So the other thing we can do, I've already stamped my ladybug wings, and I did the same thing with those. They were stamped twice. Now I do recommend, if you're going to stamp over the top with these, that you let that ink dry for a while. Just because we're stamping twice, the card gets a lot more saturated with the ink. So if you stamp over the top before it's fully dry, the ink can bleed a little bit more. So I'm going to lay that down. It's pushed right into the corner again. I'm bringing my stamp set back and getting the dots. And what I'm going to do is line these up over the top of my stamped image. And of course I could have done multiples of the wings as well, and will do. So lay that down, pick it up without it being inked, and we know that that now is in the right place. So making sure all pushed up into the corner again. Like I say, that is the absolute key tip. And I'm pressing and inking once, and ink up again. Move it, make sure it's well into the corner, make sure it's not slipped at all as we've lifted the plate, and there we are. So that is a top tip, I think, this morning on how to use the Stamparatus, when to use the Stamparatus, and all I do to clean it is I take it and run it under the tap to clean off the ink that I'll have got on the back of the plate. Okay, so I hope that that's helped. Please do subscribe to my channel below to see a quick tip every Friday and a quick card every Monday. Thank you for stopping by.